Now, you will know, I'm sure, that our new charity single topped the download charts at the weekend. Love Is All Around, of course, performed by Marty Pellow and our choir, made up of women who found their breast cancer after seeing our Change+Check campaign. Well, today I'm joined by the first man whose life was saved thanks to our campaign. Darren Pallett discovered a lump on his chest after his wife Fiona had watched our show. Now Darren is helping raise awareness as well. And last week, during a charity motorbike ride, he bumped into our love bus.
Darren, how are you doing, my friend?
How you doing, Marty? How you doing, Marty?
Fantastic. Listen, would you tell me about your story?
Yeah. Last year, in June, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I woke up on a Sunday morning and says to my wife, do you want a cup of tea? And because she's visually impaired, she just put her hand out to check distances and had her hand on my chest and just said, what's that? And I went, what's what? And she says, no, you've got a lump right next to your nipple. And because she's regularly watched the Lorraine show on with Check and Change,
there you go.
She says, no, there's a change. Off to the doctors. I said, it's probably a cyst. You know what men are like.
Oh, we're the worst. We're the worst.
On the Monday, she said, have you spoke to the doctors? I went, no. She booked me in the doctors for the Tuesday morning.
Yes.
I went to see my doctor and they fast-tracked me. 2 days later, I was at the hospital and I had mammogram, ultrasound and biopsy within 4 days of finding it.
See, when you said there, men are the worst. We are the worst.
Yeah.
You know, because we always think, oh, no, we don't need to go.
It will be nothing.
But there's your angel watching you right there.
Very
You're a
much
good lady.
Men can get breast cancer.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I work in a male-dominated world of heavy goods vehicles and most of the men here, all I'll say is they swore at me first and said men can't get that.
Look who I've found.
Hello.
Here we go, we've all seen you.
Hello, precious.
I just felt the lump and just thought, that's not moving, it's doing nothing, and said to him, there's a lump. And he said, oh, it's probably a cystinosis. And I just said, no, I think you need to see the doctor because it was caught really early. So they said, I obviously felt it because of the sense of touch, being more sensitive.
Through your eyesight being impaired, potentially saved your man's life.
I think it did.
I think it did, and you know, and that's the sort of thing that we're hoping from the whole campaign and Lorraine's campaign. Knowledge, because knowledge is power, and once we get that, and you were tenacious. I bet you stayed on them like stayed on them.
Like a little terrier.
I like that. No, go.
Well, we are absolutely delighted that Darren and Fiona join us now alongside Dr Hilary. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, thank goodness, Fiona, you just knew in your gut something didn't feel right. And like you'd explained, Darren, you've been watching our Change+Check campaign. You were very aware of what to look out for. So you made sure he went to that doctor's appointment.
Yes.
And it was so important to do so. And you said it all happened quite quickly then, didn't it, Darren? It was just, and you were quite calm. You just thought, right, that's it. I've got this early and I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah. She found it on the Sunday. I was at my doctor's Tuesday, hospital Monday, Thursday, sorry, and went for mammogram, ultrasound, biopsy. 2 weeks later, my results said I had stage 2 invasive ductal cancer, and my surgeon just said, and you booked him for a month's time, 1st of August, and he just said, full left mastectomy. But no ifs, ands or buts.
And you're good now, Darren? You're feeling good?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
And you were on an absolute mission now. You're getting on the motorbike. You have travelled the length and breadth of the country, in fact, to try and raise awareness about the fact that men can get breast cancer. It's very important to you. What response have you had from people? It's like you say, your friends at work are like, that doesn't happen. It does happen.
And even during the ride from north to south, and people are saying, oh, what are you doing? And I'm doing it for this. And I say, because I've had it. And we had a meal, haggis supper we had in Scotland on Saturday night. And there was a young girl there, absolutely gobsmacked and just shaking her head saying, no, because that many people just don't understand that we can.
Yeah, and again, it's awareness, which is what our campaign is about, and it's what you're now doing, of course, as well, Darren. Tell me about this pink high-vis jacket.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot of attention, hasn't it?
Yeah. I just put it on and just wore it all the way down. Like I said, I did have to change my motorbike on the last day and went on my bigger bike because I had to do Land's End and back in a day.
Oh, right, OK.
So that was... But, yeah, it's everybody asked, and I had another one of my T-shirts on, so everybody knew exactly, and I had the ribbons, the logos on my helmet, and, yeah, so everybody knew what it was there for.
Yeah, of course. And like you say, you're going to keep on going with that so that everyone in the country does know about the fact that there's about 375
men every year. So one a day compared to one every 10 minutes in women. So it's not common in men, but it happens in men. Every man has a bit of breast tissue and every man has a little bit of oestrogen in their body, which can stimulate this kind of cancer in the breast in men. So men still need to be aware. And as Darren says on his T-shirt, check your pecs, guys. That's really important. So, you know, and if you feel anything that's out of the ordinary, just like a woman, you know, then, you know, get it sorted. And we've got a check visual, how to check your breast if you're a guy, on our YouTube channel as well. You can see it here. This is what you do. It's self-explanatory. And it's important, absolutely.
And it was just a little lump, wasn't it, Fiona, like you explained there then, and you could have just thought it was a cyst, like that was your initial view, but you knew, Fiona, it was hard, it wasn't moving, you sort of felt it wasn't right.
Because I'd seen that on your campaign year after year, and I just thought, no, if it doesn't move, they've said that you need to get it checked. So... yeah, like I say, I mean, I did start to try and convince myself that it was just going to be a cyst. But I think in the back of my mind, it was, no, I really feel like there's something not right.
Did you have to drag him screaming and kicking to the GP?
He was supposed to book himself in the next day. He didn't do it. So I found her the morning on Tuesday, and by dinner time, the nurse was already checked. Well, the nurses and then the doctor checked him, and she just fast-tracked him.
We're all guilty of that, of course, aren't we? Or life takes over where you think, oh, I'll put that off to next week. It's so important not to,
And isn't it fantastic when people talk about the broken NHS, that it works brilliantly in instances like this, and we should never forget how much great work it does every single day. And just one more thing I'd like to say is that if you're a parent and you've got a boy between about 12 and 14, pre-pubertal mastitis is really common. So a boy who's just going through puberty will commonly get a bit of swelling under the nipple. This is not breast cancer. But at Darren's age, then clearly that's the difference. And if you do find a lump, then get it checked out.
And the treatment is very similar, obviously, for men and women, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's a mastectomy. It's removal of the lymph nodes if necessary, and the tumour itself. And then the same sort of follow-up, same sort of medicines, chemotherapy, radiotherapy in some instances, and surgery. So, yeah.
So keep talking. What is the next challenge, Darren? Have you anything planned?
Pass. Yeah,
I think you're like a little break.
Just sleep for a little bit. I haven't really slept well since Friday. You know, just waking up really early, everything racing through my head. I've got this to cover, this to cover, this to cover, and then the excitement of this.
Of course. No, I understand it. You're joining a choir as well at some point, aren't you? You're going to come and sing along with us all? Yeah. Can he sing, Fiona?
I was surprised. We've been together nearly 42 years, and he sent me a video of him singing, and I honestly thought it was dubbed. I thought that he was miming.
He's good.
And it was like, oh, my God. I didn't know that, and I thought it was just for me, but it wasn't.
It's for the nation. The hidden talent. Lovely to see you, Darren. It's so good that you're doing so well.
My pleasure.
Thanks to Fiona for absolutely making sure you went to that doctor. Thank you,
Can
Hilary.
I just say that if, obviously, most men or people's partners won't check themselves, I think perhaps women should just check their partners.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Not just the breast tissue
important.
either.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Let's check everything and make sure we're good.
A lot of young men have had testicular cancer diagnosed by their partner.
Yes, yes.
it
No,
is-
and absolutely, whatever it takes.
use your partner,
Whatever
yeah.
it takes. I'm with you on that. Absolutely correct. Thank you, folks. Don't forget, you can download our new version of Love Is All Around by scanning the QR code on your screen now. There's also a simple how to download video on our Instagram and details on our website too, where you'll find our Change and Check sticker with those important signs and symptoms.